Three Initio Parfums fragrances that are fantastic for the fall, and of course, as we're entering that cold weather and the colder months of the year, you want to prioritize wearing some fragrances that will either perform a lot better than some of the brighter, fresher, more citrus-based counterparts. Not that Initio has too many of those, but also you want to wear some that are just going to put you in the mindset of fall. In today's Cephalabon contributor video, we're going to be going through this co-curated list between Michelin Kamen and myself. I'm going to tell you about three amazing Initio Parfums Prives fragrances I think you should start here for the autumn. I'm also going to let you in on a very special giveaway opportunity, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these three Initio Parfums Prives fragrances, I think all of them are really good for the colder months of the year, so fall and winter, but I would prioritize wearing these in the fall for the simple fact that they possess a lot of ingredients, maybe spices or whatever else that put me in the mindset of fall. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, jumping into this list, Initio has so many incredible fragrances. Of course, Oud for Greatness is one of their more popular ones. You can see it over my shoulder here, actually kind of in the back here. It's a great saffron, oud, dark, slightly spicy type of a fragrance. But for a lot of people, that's a wintertime fragrance. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit. So in this co-curated list, I'm going to be going through the list. And of course, if you want to participate in the giveaway, just follow the first link down below in the description box. It's going to be a link to cephalabon.com. If you're already a registered reader, just drop a comment on the article. It's really simple. Just make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on the date that's mentioned in the article. This way you know if you are the lucky winner. The first one that I want to talk about is Oud for Greatness Neo. So this one takes that Oud for Greatness DNA. This is actually a brand new release. It's one of the newest releases. It came out this year in 2024. And the thing with this one is it adds this refreshing bergamot note in the opening. So it's not as dark and it's not as heavy as Oud for Greatness. I love the fact that it has that sort of upbeat quality in the opening. But of course, in the dry down, you are going to be reminded quite heavily of Oud for Greatness. Oud for Happiness has a bit of this earthy texture about it. So I prefer wearing that one in the springtime just because it can be a little earthy, a little green. This one, on the other hand, perfect for the fall. And with it being one of the more recent releases that the brand has put out, you can also guarantee that you'll be smelling fairly unique. Yes, it is a flanker to Oud for Greatness, so there are going to be those tendencies underneath. There is that motif in here. So in the air, I can see that somebody might confuse it for Oud for Greatness, but the new Neo counterpart with the citrus that's in here, it's very well done. The next one that I want to talk about in this co-curated list is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. This is none other than Side Effect. This one is this beautiful rum, vanilla, saffron type of a fragrance. I also get this cinnamon spice in the opening, and I think it's the cinnamon for this one that really does it for me. So it always puts me in the mindset of fall. And the thing with Side Effect as well is it's incredibly long lasting. It does have this hedione molecule in it, which is said to trigger the pleasure centers of the brain. And it's just an awesome, awesome fragrance. Now, here's the thing. The brand also recently came out with Narcotic Delight. Beautiful fragrance. If you like that little cherry vibe that it has in the opening, it's a little syrupy. It has some boozy tendencies about it as well. I can see people switching back and forth between this one, Side Effect, and Narcotic Delight. This is one that, for whatever reason, I've been wearing it for so many years, and in many ways it is nostalgic for me. So every time I think about the fall, and of course it goes without saying that I've spent many falls wearing this fragrance, I always come back to it. It's boozy, it's spicy, and it always puts me in a positive frame of mind, and I also get compliments with this one. So, Side Effect has been receiving a lot of praise. I don't really need to mention that. But the fragrance in the #1 spot, I think this is the quintessential fall fragrance. Of course, I was going to mention Rehab, which does remind me in many ways of Spice Bomb by Victor and Rolf. Kind of has this spicy, cinnamony, pink pepper, tobacco type of a vibe. But of course, you read the note breakdown, there's bergamot, there's lavender, there's a lot of other mixed ingredients in there. However, this fragrance, since it came out, I said, look, if you're not gonna wear this in the fall, I don't know when you're going to wear it. Yes, it can be a little bit on the heavier side of things, but for good reason, right? I think with a lot of fragrances, we're looking for longevity, we're looking for the lasting power, and this one checks off all of the boxes. And this one has plum, there's Palo Santo, there's clary sage. It has this warm ambery dry down, and it is a little viscous. It's a little sticky as well. But I really appreciate that about this fragrance. The plum and the richness that it brings forth is phenomenal. And of course, it's none other than Paragon. And I should have said this is the Paragon example of a fall fragrance, because truly it is. This is very smooth, very well blended. It does have that viscous richness about it. So it's one of those fragrances where if you haven't smelled it, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, or maybe I'm failing to communicate the vibe or the olfactory landscape that it produces for me in my mind. But Paragon is a really wonderful fragrance, and it is one of the best Initio Parfums fragrances on the market. And of course, with that being said, you have Blessed Baraka, you have Absolute Aphrodisiac, you have Psychedelic Love. I mean, this brand produces and manufactures a lot of really heavy fragrances, and so none of their fragrances are a slouch in the performance department, but Paragon is really something else. It's quite special. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear from you. Do you have any favorite Initio Parfums Prives fragrances? If you do, I would love to know what they are. Do you prefer something like Side Effect? Do you like them a bit more on the boozy side of things? Do you like the fruity sweetness that smells quite exotic? Do you prefer something with a refreshing type of a spice like Oud for Greatness Neo? Nevertheless, make sure to share your thoughts, drop your comment down below, and once again, don't forget to participate in the giveaway for your chance to take home a bottle. Visit the first link down below in the description box, cephalabon.com, and then of course just leave a comment on the article. That's all you have to do. Thanks again for watching. If you took anything of value from today's episode, please be sure to support the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.